chicken freezer meals. And why they are all chicken, you might ask? Because my grocery store had a super slamming good deal. $1.99 a pound on chicken tenderloins, which in my area, I have not seen that price in years. So I stocked up and I wanted to make some freezer meals because this time of year is always crazy and it helps to have some things ready to go, be thrown in the crock pot or in the oven or whatever. I am actually doing 4 crock pot recipes today and 1 casserole recipe today, and I'm gonna do 2 of each. Some of these are mine, some of these are from other websites, and I will link all of them below, or if I don't have the recipe and it's mine, if I don't have it on my blog, I will type it out for you. But I'm gonna do 2 of each recipe, and one of them I'm actually not gonna freeze. One I'm gonna make for dinner tonight because it's actually new to me, and I wanna know if it's good before I take up freezer space. And that is actually the casserole. I have some stuff prepped over there. I've got bacon in the oven because that casserole needs that, and decided to go ahead and start on some of the other things. So the first thing I'm doing is a slow cooker Olive Garden chicken pasta. And the pasta, cutting board out, pasta does not, I don't put that in until the day of. So it's penne, you could use whatever. I do have a penne downstairs. And I have other things, so I'll probably make it once with penne, once without. And this starts with, let's see, 1.5 to 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and I am using the tenderloins here. I have 3 packages of tenderloins, and that was all the store had on sale, and so the manager let me have 1 more package of just breasts, boneless, skinless breasts at the same price, which I'm using over there. But if I'm making 2 of these, and this is a little over 2 pounds, so I'm gonna need about this and a little more from there for the chicken. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put, I'm actually just gonna put what is a good amount for our family in here. We have 4 at home, 5 part of my son will be coming home from college for part of the of December, which is probably when this is gonna get eaten before the new year. And so I want to make sure I have enough for the 5 of us. All my kids are athletes, and so they're always hungry. I've got, my son runs cross country, my daughter is a swimmer and a track runner, and my other daughter is a tennis player. And she used to do dance. This year, she started high school and decided to drop dance and just do tennis. And that will be close because this is a pasta dish. The meat doesn't need to be this star. I don't need a ton of it, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more in each. Now I did see somebody make this recipe. I'm not the only one making a Olive Garden pasta recipe, and it is, I will link the one I'm using below. I saw someone, there's a couple recipes online, and I saw someone make one, and they said it was very vinegary. And I would agree because it uses the vinegar salad dressing, but this one actually is a little bit different because it has some other ingredients that tone down the vinegar a little bit. It has some dairy, some broth. So I need the dressing that I have in here. I started to get the casserole recipe prepped, but I did not prep anything else. So I'm gonna be running around the kitchen and you'll see what it's like on a real day when I am meal prepping. So you're supposed to use half of this in a recipe, and since I have 2 of these going, I will use the whole bottle, but half in each. And this is the Italian dressing. I have found dressings in general, if they're not cream-based, make a pretty good marinade. So, you know, this kind of goes right along with that. So I'm gonna try to eyeball half a bottle here, which I'm kind of going by feel because there's a label on it, which makes it hard to see the halfway mark. More on this side. Okay, and then I need some Parmesan, hold on, Italian, the cream, the butter, broth, Parmesan, and parsley. Okay, yeah, need some Parmesan cheese. And I went ahead and got the tubs of Parmesan. I only need a cup in each. My store is actually out of the fresh wedges. So there's a cup, there's 2 cups in one of these tubs. I need a cup each. And so I'm gonna keep this one for on top. And I just cleaned my counter, so I know that's safe. This doesn't expire till March, so I'm gonna keep that for serving on top. I forgot when I pulled that out. That was for that. Okay, I need some pepper. Hi, buddy. Go ahead and grab some salt. I'm sure I'll need that too, and some garlic. Do I need garlic powder? Yep, just pepper. Okay. I need parsley. I'm actually going to add some salt. The recipe does not call for that, but it needs it. Even with the salad dressing and the parm, it still needs some. Half a teaspoon of black pepper. I just put a little, not a ton. I missed the bag. These are, by the way, new to me. This is my first time using them. I usually just put a bag inside something like this and fold it out and put stuff in the middle, but it does, I have to already admit, it is kind of easier to get things in there with that shape going on. I need parsley and butter and chicken broth. So parsley, half teaspoon of parsley. I don't eat pasta very often, but this is really good, and sometimes I'll mix it with pasta for the rest of the family, and I'll just have it by itself for me or on top of a salad. Melted butter, I need a 1/4 cup for each of them, so half a stick for each. I'm gonna go ahead and melt that separately while I put other ingredients in. So this is one of those really easy, you dump everything in a bag but the pasta, you cook it in the crock pot, and then the day you're cooking in the crock pot, you just make, I'm actually not going to melt the butter because it's gonna go in the freezer anyways, and it's gonna get hot and melt in the crock pot later on. To me, it's an unnecessary extra step. What was I saying? The, it's like a dump and go, basically, is pretty easy because all you're doing is, I mean, pasta is pretty easy and low maintenance to cook too, right? So you're just making that and your sides and then mixing them together, and it's really good. Okay. So the butter, I need a cup of broth each. I need to go down to my basement and grab broth. Okay, got some broth, and yeah, that's where I left off. Do like half the jar, because that's about a cup of broth. It's a pint jar, so. All right, next, I believe I need some heavy cream. Yes, 4 ounces, which I have some for that recipe too. So half a cup in each bag. Normally I use organic whipping cream, but they did not have any in my store this last time. Is anybody else finding things hard to find? I almost feel like it's back to early 2020 with shortages. Like, it's kind of odd. And then the cream cheese I put over here. So a full block goes in each bag. And then this is ready to put into the freezer. You know what I forgot to do? Normally I label my bags before I make the meal so that it's easier to write on. So I'll have to do my other ones. I need to take my trash out. So I'm just getting these unwrapped and in the bags. This is not for you, buddy. My puppy is still a puppy. He's cute and adorable. And high maintenance, just like a puppy is. Okay, these are ready to come off and get labeled. I think my youngest daughter is gonna love this. She loves pasta and Olive Garden. Okay, I'm gonna set these aside and start on the next recipe. bacon over here. Needs a little more time. Okay, so check off my Olive Garden chicken pasta. Let's go ahead and do my sweet mustard chicken. It's one of our family's favorite recipes. Let me write the title first. Okay, and then I will get them here. Okay, get the chicken in them. This is just a marinated chicken. You can bake it. I normally do breast. I would say normally 375 for an hour. Flip it halfway through, but with tenderloins, I would do it less time than that. Okay, and I gotta get this one out of my recipe books. It's been a while since I've made it, but it is one of our favorites. I'm gonna need to take out the trash soon. All right, so see if I can find it. This is one that I have done the calculations, like I typed it up and did calculations for, so that if I wanted to make a ton of it in separate bags, I was thinking freezer meal when I did it. Hello, where are you? Chicken. This whole book here is chicken. It's poultry. Okay. So, okay. Cider vinegar. I need that. I need to get cider vinegar from downstairs. Dijon garlic. Lime and lemon juice. Brown sugar, salt, pepper, olive oil. Enough brown sugar. No, it's not. All right, so I need to go downstairs and get apple cider vinegar and brown sugar from my big pantry downstairs. Right back. Okay. So I'm gonna do a half cup of cider vinegar in each. This is my last cider vinegar, and I've already gone through my apple scrap vinegar I made this summer. I need to order more. I have an Azure order. I will probably do that soon. This is one that I will have a printable recipe for below. If it's not already on my blog, I will put it there for you. This is what our family has loved for years. It's an oldie but a goodie, right? Half a cup each of Dijon mustard. I'm gonna eyeball this. And I know I don't have enough. Yeah, this one's almost empty. Let me get another jar. bacon. Okay, then toss this around. All right, let's get back to this one. There we go. All right, so half cup of Dijon mustard here, half cup here. Okay. And this can go back in the fridge. Some garlic. Get another big spoon. I'm gonna go with my convenience garlic and a huge heaping tablespoonful of that. Okay. And lemon juice and lime juice. That's right. All right, so I need like a quarter cup of each, a little less than a quarter. Really like a sixth is what I'm going for. So it's half of a third. Just need to take that off. This is like a sweet and sour, not in the Asian sweet and sour way, but just like a sweet and sour flavored chicken with mustard, like a Dijon flair to it. Is really good. It sounds kind of run of the mill, but it's really good, trust me. Okay, so we have those. Some salt, quite a bit, 3/4 of a tablespoon in each. Large pinch of pepper, and 2/3 of a cup of olive oil in each one. Oh, I forgot the brown sugar, huh? A cup of brown sugar in each. I'm using my half cup measure twice because it fits better in my narrow brown sugar holder. But remember that brown sugar is always packed unless it says otherwise. So I like to press my measuring cup up against the side of the thing to pack it in. So there, and that should be the rest of the cup in that one. And I'll open this bag. To do a cup over here. And then this can go into here. I used to always make my brown sugar back when I had a tiny kitchen. I didn't have a whole lot of room for storage. But now it's just been really convenient to have it already made for me. I don't have a ton of room in my kitchen, but I do have enough for that. Okay, remember that I normally do this with breasts. So it could be breasts, or in this case I'm doing tenderloins. So in this case I'm going to cook it a little bit faster. I'll just check on it. But normally, if it was breasts, I would bake it at 375 for an hour, flip it halfway through, or crock pot on low, 4 hours, 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours depending on your crock pot, or on high for 3 to 4. I used to have a crock pot that was always the slower end of things, and now it's at the faster end, so you know, you get to know your crock pot. Okay, next. 2 meals down already. I did spill some brown sugar here. And then I am going to mark this one off and let's do the Hawaiian BBQ chicken next. I'm out But I brought another box up already. Okay, next recipe, Hawaiian BBQ Chicken. And I'm gonna do one of these with the remaining tenders and one with breasts. And I don't even need to consult a recipe for this one. I know what it is, because it's super simple. Okay. And usually 2 to 3 breasts is enough. Because this gets shredded and I serve it over jasmine rice. So I'm just gonna do 2 in that one. This is probably equivalent to 2.5 to 3 here. 2 ingredients in this besides the chicken. I'm gonna be putting in, in fact they're both in the pantry. Barbecue sauce and canned crushed pineapple. Juice and all, you want it all. So most of these, as you can see, are just dump and go, which is my favorite method, really. But the last one I'm gonna do is a casserole that takes some actual chopping and prep work. That's why I had bacon going and I shredded some cheese and stuff like that. So let's see, I'm gonna get half the can of pineapple in here. If I was doing a large amount, I would just use a whole can and do it in one bag. Okay, and then I'm gonna do half the bottle of barbecue sauce in each. I do make my own barbecue sauce a lot, but when I'm doing these freezer meals, it's because I have limited time coming up, which is usually preceded by limited time to prep for that. So I'm just going with the convenience. Because my barbecue sauce isn't something I make in can. I like to make it as I need it. I get some water in there just to get all of it out, all that sauce out of the bottle. Okay, and that is it for this. Ready to label and go. Okay, I'm actually gonna do my casseroles now that my bacon is ready. So this one is the one that is new to me. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm making 2 casserole dishes. I'm actually only gonna freeze one. I'm gonna make one for dinner tonight. If we don't like it, I would rather know it tonight and not keep up room in my freezer for it. This did take the most work. It's not a dump and go, but it does look really good. It's a freezer cooking chicken, broccoli, bacon, potato bake. I will link it below. It's not my recipe. It does, however, I feel like maybe it's a little bit short on seasoning, so I'll probably be adding extra compared to what I normally do. It does, conveniently though, because it is a freezer meal, it does make 2 up front. So we're gonna do that. I'm going to chop, I washed potatoes, here they are. Wash potatoes, red potatoes. Get these cut up, and into there I need to put about half in each. Half the potatoes go in each casserole, but it's layered, so I'm not putting them all in one. So I'm gonna cut half of them up right now and split it between the 2. That'll be the easiest way for me to keep track. chicken. Diced up into bite-sized pieces. I do take off these pieces of fat and stuff just so they don't make tough little bits in the casserole, but I will cook them up and feed them to my dog. They won't get wasted. Good protein for him, good fat for him. By the way, when I bought this chicken at the store, it is not like pastured or organic or anything. It's regular standard chicken, but $1.99. I actually have problems getting pastured or organic chicken in my area. It is, I can get beef and pork real easy, but I have to go into Knoxville. I have to go somewhere that's like an hour away, if not more, to get on the regular, just some regular organic pastured chicken. There might be one of the grocery stores closer to me, but barely closer to me, and it's not one I'm not gonna go to a whole separate town that I never go to, just for one ingredient. I'm not gonna do it. I do get some good chicken through ButcherBox, but not enough to last a whole month. Okay, I'm supposed to layer in order: potatoes, chicken, broccoli, onion, bacon, onion, and cheese. So I am gonna go ahead and turn that off. Okay, this broccoli is from my garden. I did rinse it, but I want to check out my stem. I don't know if you can see that on camera. My stem is hollow. I've never had that happen. I'm not sure what's up with that. Yeah, I need half this to go into the 2 casseroles. I feel like this is not enough ingredients to layer for 2 casseroles. My dishes are not the size that she has prescribed, but they're not that much bigger, and they are narrower, so that should make up for some of it. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, stem is, it's just hollow. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look that up. There's nothing wrong with the rest of the broccoli. And it tastes good. Listen, if you have not had a vegetable like broccoli or kale homegrown after a frost, you need to try it. Carrots too, actually. They are sweeter after a frost. I prefer fall carrots. It's not the first time I've said it. Fall carrots in my garden versus spring carrots, because that frost makes them sweeter. So already I can tell you that I think that if I were to make this again, if it's good and I make it again, I would probably not try to layer it. I'm just gonna mix it all together and put it in 2 casserole dishes. Even the picture to me doesn't look that layered. Like, it's just not, it's not like a lasagna, so why layer it? Let's see, bacon is next. Crumbled bacon here, spread that out over it. This does sound like a very good flavor combination though, I gotta say. And I'm not draining this right now because I feel like I need a little bit more fat in this dish. Okay, alrighty. And then an onion, right? Broccoli, bacon, onion, and cheese. Okay, 1/4 cup of sliced onion. That's not very much. I do have already chopped. I know it's not sliced, but I have some red onion here, and it is a little bit over 1/4 cup. So I think I'm just gonna use this. Okay. And then salt, pepper, garlic. And And I'm using more than the recipe says of all of these because it's barely any in the recipe. This is 2 casseroles. I'm using more than what it would be for one. Garlic powder. Potatoes need a lot of seasoning. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Yeah. All right, so then, season salt, repeat the layers and seasoning. Okay, so going back, see, I would just make it all one, mix it up. I would put all the main ingredients in the pan together and then mix it up with my hands in the pan. That's what I would do. But that's what we all, like the first time I make something, I usually stick pretty close to the actual recipe. And then I make my shortcuts or flavor changes. And that's the beauty of cooking at home, is making it how you want it. Figure out ways to make things faster if you want. This does smell really good. And since I am making one of these for tonight's dinner, I'll be able to tell you at the end of this video whether or not this is good. It's a good winter meal, you know, the flavors. You got, like, stick to your ribs, but with chicken instead of beef. You've got potatoes and broccoli and bacon and garlic, and just sounds like a good winter meal. There is a sauce that goes over this. It's pretty much just cream, heavy cream. So, interesting. Heavy cream and butter, but it's not like melted butter. I'm really curious to see how this turns out. Okay, my alarm was just going off to go get my girly girls from school. So we need to finish this up, which we are on the tail end, so that is good. So I forgot the cheese in the middle layer, so this is all gonna go on top. So it has to be a cup in each casserole. But I think it needs more than that. Okay, and since, like I said, I would have tossed it all together in a regular dish, and since I didn't get the cheese in the middle, I think that's kind of important. I'm gonna go ahead and just mix it now. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it up. Okay, so next, supposed to do pour heavy cream over it. 1 cup, which is what I have left in here, is supposed to do both of these, so not much. All right, and then sprinkle with butter pieces, 2 tablespoons of chopped butter. Oh, I forgot bacon too. Remix this up, which is fine because you know what, that cream is just not spreading around. It's a little bit thick. chopped up pieces of butter dotted over the top. And then I want to make sure I'm still getting the salt, pepper, and garlic on it. And then these are ready. I'm going to cover one and put it in the fridge for tonight. And I will cover one and put it in the freezer. Now it does say, it says that to keep the potatoes under everything, and it's kind of hard to do that with the amount of stuff. So I think what I'm going to do, because it says the potatoes will turn black in the freezer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some saran wrap down tight over it, like making touch it so that it doesn't have as much exposure to the oxygen. That one can go in the foil. Let's see. Okay, so this one I'm going to put in the freezer, and I'm going to put, so I don't have regular saran wrap up here, I've used that, I'm going to put press and seal on it. Really put it down in there so it's not leaving a lot of air exposure. And then I will put this in the freezer, if I can get the foil. Make it nice and tight. Chicken, broccoli, bacon. Let's say chicken, broccoli, potato. And I'm gonna cook it. Put the directions on here. 350, 1 hour. Cheese, I need to sprinkle more cheese on top. I'm not gonna freeze it with it. I always have shredded cheese. You thaw it overnight. Okay, cheese, then 5 to 10 more. Okay. Then this one, I'm just gonna put the oil right on top. And stick it in the fridge for tonight. To go pick up my girls from school. So I am going to get this stuff in the freezer, go pick them up, and then hopefully have time to finish the other recipe, which is a Thai chicken. If not, I'm going to have to do that one tomorrow. Sometimes that's just the way it happens. But I will see you back here for one more recipe pretty soon. Well, it's obviously the next day. If I had had just 10 more minutes yesterday, I could have finished this last thing because it's really a dump and store recipe, but there are actually two good things to me not being able to finish yesterday. One is I can report back to you, we had that casserole last night with the chicken and the potatoes and the broccoli, and it was really good. Everybody liked it and asked if we could make it again. So that will go into our we like a lot recipe things. The other thing is I used up all my chicken yesterday. I bought all that chicken at the store on the sale, and I actually used it all up. So that gave me time to pull this package out of the deep freezer and let it thaw overnight so that I could make this last recipe today. So it actually worked out. And this only takes a few minutes, so I didn't have to plan like some big amount of time to finish up freezer meals today. We do things as we can around here. This is a, I think it's, I always want to call it Thai peanut chicken, but it's just a peanut chicken satay. You can, satay is usually like a long strip on a skewer, barbecued, and you can do that. I usually just put this in the crock pot though, and then I serve it with the extra sauce from the crock pot over jasmine rice. I tend to use jasmine rice for almost any Asian dish I do. Just compared to regular rice. So chicken is in. This is the only recipe I've made that I don't always have all the ingredients on hand for. I don't normally keep coconut milk on hand. This is the amount that would be in 2 cans. Normally I would put 1 can in each bag, but my store was actually they were out of the cans I normally get, and I like to use the full fat coconut milk, so I will just split this in half between the 2 bags. And I'll link this recipe below. It was that coconut milk was on sale, so I was excited, and no, they were gone. That's probably why they were gone, because they were a good price for coconut milk. Trying to judge half the carton. This is a full fat. I don't really use light coconut milk. I don't use light a lot of things though, so I'm not sure how it would do. I have also just baked this in the oven, not in the crock pot or the Instant Pot, but just baked it, and it's worked well. Okay, coconut milk, peanut butter. I knew that I was gonna run out of peanut butter, so I opened up the second one and have it ready. This is a really good recipe if you are not used to working with like Asian ingredients. This is a good place to start. It has coconut milk, it has curry, but it's not like this really strong, crazy flavor. It's not so far off the normal path, right? Okay, so I'm putting about half a cup in each one. I'm the queen of not measuring, especially for cooking versus baking. But even in baking, sometimes I don't worry about it. Okay, peanut butter, and then lime juice. Get this taken care of. Well, I love to use fresh lemon and lime juice when it comes to like batch cooking. I just want the bottled version to make it easy on me. Easier and faster. This lid came off. Okay, then ginger. I have fresh ginger in my freezer and I didn't thaw it, so I'm gonna use powdered ginger. If I was using fresh, the recipe calls for a tablespoon of fresh grated, so I will use like 2 teaspoons of dried powder here. A couple of tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm using coconut aminos because I am gluten-free. I like a little more than what the recipe calls for on that. You can make the sauce in a bowl and try to split it. I prefer to not try to split sauces unless I measure it out. And I don't want to make the dishes. Honey, about 3 tablespoons in each one. I am out of my local honey. I got this at Trader Joe's. I think I have some in my next Azure order because sesame oil, I forgot. I normally get a local honey that is just not available right now. So I've had to buy non-local honey. Garlic, minced garlic. I'm going to use another thing I do on big batch days is use my pre-minced garlic. I always put more than what a recipe calls for with garlic. Okay, curry powder. Where's my curry powder? Two teaspoons in each container here. The first time I had curry, it was with a friend whose mom was from India. And I was expecting, it's so bright and it smells really strong. I mean, good, but strong. And I was expecting it to have a way more crazy taste. I was a little scared of it, but it's actually pretty mellow. a little bit of cumin, about a teaspoon each. And then the same for garam masala, about a teaspoon each. Garam masala is just a spice mix. It's pretty common in Indian cooking. And then a little pinch of red pepper flake. And that is it. I have already labeled these bags. They are ready to seal and mix up. And I am done. So I've made 10 meals, 5 different recipes. Mostly yesterday, and if I would have had 10 more minutes, they would have all been yesterday. But most of them also dump and go, so they're easy to just put a couple together. And I am ready for all the holiday craziness with dinners. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what recipes you like to batch freezer cook, because I would love to add some more to my repertoire. Just put that in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.